Welcome to this week's episode of The Lead. I'm Kennedy Mason.
And I'm Macy Goldfarb. Let's get started. With video conferencing at the forefront of academics during the pandemic, many people are having trouble focusing and completing their work, a phenomenon known as Zoom fatigue. The Lead's Alexis Carson spoke to some people about their experience dealing with this.
Zoom fatigue has been a prominent issue for many UF students, with students spending the majority of their days engaging in online learning instead of in the classrooms. Many students find themselves stressed due to the amount of on-screen engagement Zoom requires.
I prefer to be alone now. It's kind of different from how I work.
It was just actually a lot better for my mental health because I didn't have to directly interact with those people. I didn't even have to see them. So that was really nice. And again, I'm used to looking at a computer screen. I feel more comfortable.
Yes, there are in-person options, but how safe do I feel taking them? And so I might want to still do Zoom if my class allows me to still do Zoom. And so that might still be there. But yes, with in-person things increasing, there's that break and there's that opportunity that I could go sit in a class of 10 people versus, sit in a class of 100.
With classrooms reopening and students coming back to campus, there may be a positive development for students experiencing the effects of Zoom fatigue. I'm Alexis Carson, The Lead.
A local basketball team is dedicating this season to a fallen teammate. Bostic would have been a senior on the Newberry High School boys basketball team in his third year at the school. On August 2nd, Bostic passed away in a car accident just days before the start of the school year. The loss of such a young talent greatly affected his friends, teammates, and community.
It hit me hard, and I was confused on why it happened, but things happen for a reason. It was a crazy day.
The team has honored Bostic through the season by keeping him on the active roster. During a timeout in a game against Chiefland, the team held up his number 3 jersey at center court.
Every time we're on the court, we think of what Makai would say or what he would do on the court, and we just keep it going every day in practice and in games.
The Panthers finished the regular season with an 18-5 record, entering the district playoffs as the top-ranked seed. The team hopes to continue to win for their late teammate as they continue on the regional playoffs.
The National Suicide Prevention Hotline number is being updated. 988 is an emergency 3-digit dial code currently in development. Those who call the number will be connected to a counselor at the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. The purpose of this shortcut is to make suicide prevention more accessible. 988 is shorter and easier to remember than the hotline's previous 11-digit phone number. The old number, 1-800-273-TALK, will still be active after 988 is launched. The 988 emergency code can also be used to text and chat with counselors. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline hopes the new number will reach more people in need of mental health. BetterHelp scandals call into question the validity of e-therapy. BetterHelp is an online therapy service built to support people with mental health struggles, offering services through video conferences, emails, or text chats. BetterHelp describes itself as the, quote, largest online counseling platform worldwide, with hundreds of licensed professionals available at lower than average costs. However, many professionals state that online therapy is not as effective as traditional, in-person forms. The user is responsible for any excess or additional fees that may arise, especially since the services are not coverable by many insurance companies. As the e-therapy service began to make its way onto the social scene, many influencers such as Shane Dawson, Philip DeFranco, and Gabby Hanna took to supporting it to their young audiences who may struggle with depression or anxiety. However, critics argue that promoting a flawed service to their trustful viewers in exchange for a profit is immoral and profiteers off their mental illness. Thanks for keeping up with us at The Lead. I'm Macy Goldfarb.
And I'm Kennedy Mason. Now we're going to pass it over to our friends at The Lead Verified.
Welcome to a new season of The Lead Verified. We are so excited to be back. My name is Alexis Greaves.
And I'm Violet Comber-Weiland. Thank you for joining us.
I'm so excited to get into some of the topics we have this season. Starting with this episode, we are speaking about mental health.
Yeah, I'm really excited for mental health. I feel like a lot of people have been talking about it lately and attempting to destigmatize it, especially celebrities.
Yes, for sure. I'm so excited to see how these celebrities have been talking about on social media, especially since so many young people look up to them and follow them. Celebrities from all different areas have started talking about mental health issues to normalize the topic. Victoria's Secret model Bella Hadid recently took to Instagram to share her struggles with anxiety and depression. In the caption, she stated, "Self-help and mental illness/chemical imbalance is not linear and is almost like a flowing roller coaster of obstacles." She shared her message to let her fans know they are not alone in their own struggles. Last July, gymnast Simone Biles received a lot of criticism for backing out of the Summer Olympics to focus on her mental health. However, she says it's important for athletes to focus on their mental health alongside competitions. In an interview with Times Magazine, Biles said she was inspired by tennis player Naomi Osaka, teaching her fans to put their own needs first. Journalist Barry Weiss is also in the spotlight for addressing COVID-19 and how it has related to mental health. In her podcast, Honestly, with Barry Weiss, Weiss talks about how the pandemic has affected the mental health of our youth. Weiss says that the current conditions of schools are causing a detrimental effect on children. Mental health is referred to as one of many taboo subjects in our society. However, as more celebrities discuss mental health, this stigma may fade.
I think it's really important for celebrities to be using their platform to kind of destigmatize this. I think it's been very popular lately. I know I've seen Britney Spears in the news recently battling with mental health. I think it's very helpful, especially for young kids, to see this and help them with their own battles.
I completely agree with you, Violet. I think that was amazing how they referenced Bella Hadid, her going on social media, especially as a supermodel. I feel like many people look up to her, and especially young girls, it would be very just helpful to see her input on that. Also, Simone Biles, she pulled herself out of the Summer Olympics to be able to focus on her. I think that is so important as well, just showing kids that no matter what's happening, no matter how successful you are, it's important to take care of you first.
Absolutely. And taking care of you is another important thing. I've been thinking a lot about how I cope with my own mental health, and I'd say journaling is something that I do. Is there anything special that you do to cope with your mental health?
I would say maybe taking naps. I think that's what helps me cope, but I'm not sure how that's working out for me.
I definitely agree, Alexis. I think napping is one of my favorite things to do as well. I know there are often some unique methods too that people use to deal with their mental health. WUFT's Daniela Savara shows us some unique methods, including horticulture and acupuncture, that help others deal with their mental health.
David Boyle is a physician at the Traditional Acupuncture Center who has been practicing for over 50 years. By using pressure points, needles, or heat in acupoint pressure therapy, Boyle can strengthen a person's qi or energy flow.
To enhance qi and blood and overall vitality, we use the acupoints.
Acupuncture has the power to treat patients feeling a variety of emotions with a very fine 36-gauge needle.
In Chinese medicine, there are different causative factors for disease. And there are the external factors like heat, cold, damp. And there are the internal factors, fear, anger, grief, sorrow, worry. These are the things that impact us at the mental emotional level. So there are things that impact us physically, and there are things that impact us mentally and emotionally. And we treat both of those, or all of those things, with acupuncture.
At Wilmot Botanical Gardens, therapeutic horticulture gives patients the opportunity to gain confidence and caretaking skills when looking after plants.
I have definitely seen some people benefit from the sense of community. So they come here, they're part of a group when they're working in the therapeutic horticulture program, and they maybe make new connections to people, they start to feel more valued.
Dale began a program for UF students who are dealing with stress or anxiety. The students come to the gardens once a week and participate in therapeutic horticulture and a wellness strategy with a CWC counselor. The plants create a positive environment for the patients because they feel a strong sense of belonging through this activity.
The plants give patients the opportunity to grow both mentally and physically.
Research has shown that students involved in this program have experienced less anxiety and higher academic performance.
Sometimes because of the thing that we're struggling with, we forget that we have a lot of value. And so, in a sense, when people come here, we're reversing the roles a little bit. We're putting them in charge of taking care of something that needs them to thrive and survive. And so I think if we can help people understand that they really are important, their existence really is meaningful, and we start doing that through plants and taking care of plants, then we can help them understand that they're important to society as well.
This therapy creates a long-lasting impact on the patients and gives them skills they can carry on for a lifetime. Daniela Savar is the lead.
Now, Violet, I don't know how I feel about having a bunch of needles sticking out of me. How are you taking this?
I agree with you, but anything for your mental health, right?
I mean, I guess so. I guess acupuncture might be something I have to try, trade in my naps for some needles?
Yeah, it sounds like that might be a beneficial thing, for sure. Another thing on the topic of mental health that I've been seeing a lot is this TikTok trend. I don't know if you've seen it, Alexis, but it's put your finger down. Put your finger down if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling anxious, and then it diagnoses you with a bunch of mental illnesses. I myself have diagnosed myself with like 5 or 6 mental illnesses through this trend.
I would completely agree. It's very interesting to see. I've definitely felt like I've self-diagnosed myself with a couple mental disorders just based off of TikTok alone with this trend. And I'm not sure if it's necessarily healthy for me, The Lede's Ashley Weinstein shows us how adolescents are self-diagnosing their mental health disorders without expert consultation.
The rise of social media has led to increased visibility regarding mental health awareness. Now, young people are more exposed than ever into the lives of role models, celebrities, and their peers who openly discuss their own personal struggles. While social media apps such as TikTok and Instagram have led to awareness, they have also increased young people self-diagnosing themselves with mental health disorders. A Forbes senior contributor wrote that these apps can lead to people to compare their lives with others, which is mentally unhealthy. They also wrote that social media can lead to less moment-to-moment happiness and a lesser sense of well-being. Despite the negative mental health effects from social media, the upside is that social media has led to increased awareness for mental health. Mental health awareness has grown especially since the pandemic, according to med.uth.edu from McGovern Medical School. However, social media has led young people to self-diagnosing themselves with serious mental health disorders without consulting a trained professional. McGovern Medical School says it's okay to explore what you're feeling online, but to always consult a doctor before you identify your condition. At any age, people could be negatively affected by social media. It is important to know when it is time to not consult your feed, but a professional in the field. Experts say it can be comforting to find a community online people feel like they could relate to, but it is important to note that most people who come across our social media feed are not trained mental health professionals. The Lead verified Ashley Weinstein.
Alexis, I think that package was very helpful to watch. I think especially with young, impressionable minds, it's super important that these children and even adolescents know how to handle mental health with the right professionals.
I would completely agree, Violet. From now on, I'm definitely going to be a little bit more careful about what I believe on social media. But hey, there is an upside to this. Adolescents are actually figuring out what's wrong with them on social media. It's just sometimes other adolescents may not be able to correctly discern. So there's a plus side.
I totally agree with you. That's definitely one of the benefits of that.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Lead. You can catch us on WUFT.org/The Lead.
You can also catch us on our Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube channel. I'm Violet Kumber-Weiland.
And I'm Alexis Greaves. Thanks for watching.